What is up, FBG fam? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about the Raiden Shogun and QiQi on the same team, because come to find out, it's a pretty spicy combo and I would never have guessed, at least for me anyways, because I don't use QiQi that often. But when it comes to the Raiden Shogun, I'm always trying to find different characters that I can pair her with because she's my main and see how they synergize or work together. And QiQi was not even on my radar until I decided to do the Spiral Abyss. Now, most of you know this already. I'm a little late to the game when it comes to Spiral Abyss, but floor 11 has that new corrosion effect, which is actually pretty detrimental, man. That corrosion is ridiculous. I went into it thinking, yeah, it's gonna deplete my health, you know, slightly, not gonna be anything too crazy. No, this thing ticks your health away and it's pretty significant. Like, they really wanted to make this corrosion a big effect on your characters, and it was more than I was expecting. So initially I went into the Spiral Abyss on floor 11 with my traditional team that I would normally bring in, where my second team did not have any healers, and I just got absolutely decimated with my second team. So I had to go ahead and reconfigure. I had to figure some things out, and I was like, QiQi's a healer that I have leveled up to level 80 at least from the beginning when I first pulled her, but I just didn't have anything put on her in terms of weapon and artifacts. But I was like, let me go ahead and slap some things on her and let me see what I can do with QiQi just as my healer. I wasn't expecting her to really do anything else, and I put her on the team for my second rotation, and it was mind-blowingly good, as well as the team comp that I put together was actually pretty good as well, and I did it by accident. So let me know what you guys think about this team down in the comments below. So what you're seeing right now on your screen is floor 11 on the second half side, and I have Zhongli, Eula, and the Raiden Shogun. That was the team I had initially, and I think instead of QiQi I had Kazuha, thinking I can just big PP damage it and just go crazy and just wipe the enemies out before the corrosion really took effect, and that just simply wasn't the case. So I had to regroup, I had to go back to the drawing board, put QiQi on the team, and this team absolutely slapped. I love this team, and I love QiQi on this team, and I love QiQi with the Raiden Shogun. It was just such a great combination for a number of reasons. But let me go ahead and show you what I have on my QiQi right now. So I'm going to go ahead and try and show this without taking up too much of the screen so you can see some gameplay still. But right now, this is my Raiden Shogun. I thought I would show you guys what I have on her first, just so you can get an idea of my Raiden Shogun build, which is the same. So if you've seen my previous videos, you're not going to see any change there. But we have the R1 Engulfing Lightning, level 90. You saw the stats. Artifacts, we have the 4-piece of Emblem of Severed Fate. I do have the energy recharge percent sands on there and the attack percent goblet. C6, so you guys have an understanding of what my Raiden Shogun's working with, and those are the talents right there. Now if we take a look at my QiQi, as you can see, level 80. Don't look at the crit rate. Yo, what is that crit rate, man? I can't believe my crit rate was even that amount. I didn't look at the details of my QiQi before I put her on the team and started going to work. So that crit rate, listen, it is what it is. I have the R5 Sacrificial Sword, and I did go with the 4-piece Blizzard Strayer. Now the only reason being is because that is what I had leveled up, and I figured let's just slap it on QiQi. It's gonna work out all right. And you saw the stats there. I do have my QiQi C3, so those 50-50 losses that I had and got QiQi, they're coming, they're paying dividends right now. The investment's worth it. And then those are my talents. So my QiQi's not really decked out crazy, but she's enough to get the job done. Now, why do I like this team so much? Well, first and foremost, we're working with the Cryo Resonance that I didn't even think of when putting this team together. But we do have the Cryo Resonance working for us, so that way our crit rate is increased whenever an enemy's frozen or affected by Cryo, which directly helps out my Raiden Shogun, because when you saw the crit rate on my Raiden Shogun, it wasn't the greatest crit rate in the world, right? And it could be higher. So with the Cryo Resonance, I'm allowing my Raiden Shogun to have the crit rate a little bit higher, even though that's not what you want. You want the artifacts to do the work for you, but it is a pseudo solution. I mentioned this in a previous video, but it is a pseudo solution that I didn't even realize I was putting together when I put QiQi on the team, because I had Eula on there. I wasn't even thinking about that, but we have the Cryo Resonance working for us. And then QiQi, of course, as the healer for the team, because she is a really good healer. And this is where this floor 11 is allowing you to utilize your healers that were basically sitting on the bench not doing anything. And this really quickly, as a side note, as a side thing that I wanted to mention, is where Saga no Mi Kokomi can be now really valuable. Now, is MiHoYo trying to do something on Abyss where that's where the hardest content is? to then provide you a solution where you have to go ahead and pull for that solution and use premium currency for that solution, or possibly even pay for that solution. I don't know. Maybe that's a topic for the podcast. Who knows? By the way, I started an unofficial Genshin Impact podcast, if you guys are not aware, and maybe we'll have our first guest coming up here soon in episode 3. Anyways, wow, that was a side note. Anyways, QiQi as a main healer, fantastic. So that's why I put her on the team. But QiQi's also doing some really good stuff on her own that I wasn't even realizing when I put her on there, because I only put her on there for the healing. But you'll see in this video that I have QiQi out for an extended period of time at one point, because when you're doing the attacks with QiQi, if you pop the elemental skill, then the normal and charge attacks will regenerate HP for your party members as well, which is nice. Now the healing is scaled based on QiQi's attack, so just in case you were unaware. So that's why all I was really focused on with the artifacts was just getting QiQi's attack as high as possible. And here you can see in the video, QiQi's doing some pretty decent work. But at this time, what I was trying to do is just get healing back for my team. And as you can see, the healing is pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. And then Zhongli providing the shield is going to be really nice, because that allows me to have QiQi out there without really worrying about her taking too much damage. Right now, the other thing that I really like about QiQi on this team, in combination with the Raiden Shogun, is that QiQi's elemental burst cost is 80. I didn't realize that when I put her on the team, but it is 80, which directly allows the Raiden Shogun's elemental burst to be able to get the resolve stacks quicker. Excuse me, so that way you can get the elemental burst and do really good damage. So they just work hand in hand that way. And then we're having, of course, a super conduct going on, which is really nice for Eula, and it just synergizes pretty good in my opinion, and I like what's going on here. But not only that, QiQi has some really good things going on within her passive as well. So for her first passive, when a character is under the effects of the elemental skill and there's a elemental reaction that is triggered, the incoming heal bonus is increased by 20% for 8 seconds. That is just incredible for this floor in particular, because like I mentioned, this corrosion is pretty significant. If you haven't tried this floor out, the corrosion's it's like more than I expected. So this extra healing is really nice. And then for her second passive, when QiQi hits an opponent with normal and charge attacks, she has a 50% chance to apply the fortune preserving talisman, which is the mark for the elemental burst, to them for 6 seconds on the opponent, and this effect can occur once every 30 seconds. Now if you're unaware, that mark that she normally applies with her elemental burst, when an opponent is affected by that talisman and takes damage, the character that dealt this damage regenerates HP, which is really nice. So you can see how QiQi is just providing a lot of benefits for the team, a lot of healing, and it's really beneficial on this floor in particular. And QiQi was doing some work, man. QiQi was kind of holding her own here, and it was just really nice to see. I had really a lot of fun with this combination, and because I have C1 unlocked for QiQi, the C1, when the Herald of Frost, which is the elemental skill, hits an opponent marked by the elemental burst, QiQi regenerates 2 energy, so she's getting more energy back, so you can pop the elemental burst so you can get really good healing back. And then for the C2, QiQi's normal and charge attack damage against opponents affected by cryo is increased by 15%. Just allows QiQi to do a little more damage. So it's good stuff going on here. And then of course the Raiden Shogun's doing her thing. You got Eula doing her thing as well, doing really good damage. Zhongli's providing that shield. So I just really like this combination, man. I was super excited about it, and I had to share it with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody GT, and I'm out. Bye guys.